Judo is not only about ippons and beautiful throws, it is a sport where your body often says enough, but your spirit forces you to keep going. A true champion is defined not by the number of titles, but by what they are willing to endure when the pain becomes unbearable and strength begins to fade right on the tatami. Today, we will recall 11 incredible stories where victory was achieved not because of circumstances, but in spite of them. These are stories about characters stronger than steel and a will that leads to the stars through real suffering. 1. Lasha Bekauri, Olympic gold with one arm. Let's begin with a story that became a legend in Georgian sport. The young Olympic champion, Lasha Bekauri, is a true national hero. Recall the World Judo Championships in Budapest, where Bekauri suffered a serious arm injury just a month before the Olympics. Many believed it was the end of his dream, but Lasha, not fully recovered, still went to the Tokyo Olympic Games. And literally with one arm, he fought his way to Olympic gold, defeating his principal rivals along the way, Mikhail Igolnikov and Davlet Bobonov. It was a performance beyond the limits of possibility, proving that for a true warrior, even an injury to the dominant arm is not an obstacle on the path to the Olympic summit. 2. Soichi Hashimoto, fighting with one eye. If Bekauri fought without a fully functional arm, the next hero proved that in judo you can compete almost blind. A turning point in the career of Soichi Hashimoto came at the 2018 World Judo Championships in Baku. The title defense was at stake. He was in excellent form, but a dramatic moment occurred in the semifinal, once again against Hidayat Heydarov. Hashimoto won, but during one exchange he hit his head hard on the tatami. The Japanese judoka suffered a serious eye injury. His right eye swelled shut and he could barely see. Hashimoto entered the final against Oncheng Rim, essentially fighting with one eye. The injury had happened only hours before the decisive bout. Although he lost that final, stepping onto the tatami in such condition remains a lasting example of extraordinary character. 3. Irina Dolgova, 15 minutes of hell in Doha. True exhaustion often tests athletes in extremely long bouts. At the prestigious Judo Masters Doha 2021, Irina Dolgova faced Shireen Bukli, two leading judokas in the -48 kilogram category. These athletes delivered a true battle of will and technique. There were countless counters and incredible escapes from throws. In the end, the bout lasted an astonishing 15 minutes. It was total physical and mental exhaustion. Eventually, Bukli received her third Shido, and Dolgova, barely able to stand and limping from fatigue, emerged victorious from this exhausting duel. 4. Daria Bilodid, victory at the cost of injury. For Ukraine's Anaconda, Daria Bilodid, the road to medals has often passed through pain. At the 2021 European Judo Championships in Lisbon in the semifinal, Bilodid faced her longtime rival, Irina Dolgova. It was an intense clash between Ukraine and Russia. In the final seconds, Bilodid managed to execute a throw for ippon and secure victory. But the drama came afterward. Even after the gong, Dolgova applied an armbar, jujigatame, that injured Bilodid. Because of the injury, Bilodid could not compete in the final and had to withdraw from the tournament. She won the bout but paid for it with her health. 5. Joshiro Maruyama, returning after a medical verdict. Sometimes character is revealed not in one bout, but during long months of rehabilitation. In 2013, at the Tokyo Grand Slam, the young Joshiro Maruyama suffered a serious knee injury in a bout against Charles Chibana. Doctors said his career was likely over, and that the most he could hope for was simply to train, not compete. But Maruyama refused to accept that. He wanted to return to battle. Just 2 years later, he stepped back onto the tatami at the Kazakhstan Grand Prix. Watching him compete there, no one would have guessed that a year and a half earlier he had been relearning how to walk. The athlete who once could not walk was again launching people into orbit with his Uchimata winning gold against Jansei Smagolov. 6. Eljan Hajiyev, bronze after a dark period. Modern judo continues to produce new examples of resilience. At the 2025 World Judo Championships, a dramatic semi-final took place between Goki Tajima and Eljan Hajiyev of Azerbaijan. It was a clash between two athletes who favor open, attacking judo. Hajiyev initially led the match, but Tajima secured victory with an incredible ippon. Yet the key moment came later. By the end of the tournament, Hajiyev won a bronze medal. This came after a serious injury and a long break from competition. His medal became a symbol of a successful return to the elite when many had already written him off. 7. Hidayat Heydarov, 10 Minutes of Survival. The character of Hidayat Heydarov was forged in matches where time seemed to stop. At the 2022 World Judo Championships in Tashkent in the second round, Heydarov faced local athlete Shakram Akadov of Uzbekistan. Akadov delivered an outstanding performance, and the bout lasted more than 10 minutes. It was a battle of endurance under the intense pressure of the home crowd. Heydarov fought purely on determination to secure the victory, even though it was only a second-round match. Moments like these reveal who is truly willing to go to the end despite exhaustion. 8. Hifumi Abe, a 25-minute marathon for a dream. We cannot ignore the iconic 2020 clash between Hifumi Abe and Joshiro Maruyama. This match decided who would represent Japan at the Tokyo Olympic Games. The tension was immense, with millions watching around the world. It became 25 minutes of high-level classic Japanese judo. Both athletes were pushed to the limits of human endurance, yet neither would retreat. After 25 minutes of exhausting combat, Abe finally executed Kouchi-gari, scored waza-ari, and secured his Olympic ticket. The bout became an anthem of endurance and willpower. 9. Yeldos Smetov, an armbar on the last breath. Kazakh legend. Yeldos Smetov has always known how to win when victory seemed impossible. In 2016 at the Asian Judo Championships in Tashkent, he faced Diorbek Urazboev in the final. Smetov fought on his opponent's home ground under enormous pressure from the crowd. During the bout, he accumulated 3 Shido and was one step away from defeat. But with only 20 seconds remaining, when his strength was almost gone, Smetov secured his opponent's arm on the ground and applied Juji Gatame. He became Asian champion purely through determination, turning around what looked like a hopeless match. 10. Igorem Abilkhadirova, desperation through pain. Sometimes pain becomes so overwhelming that instinct overrides rules. At the Paris Grand Slam 2023, an incident occurred that the entire judo world discussed. Kazakhstan's Igorem Abilkhadirova faced Belgium's Charlene Van Snick. Van Snick took the fight to Newaza and applied an armbar. Abilkhadirova began tapping, but the referee did not notice. The pain became unbearable, and fearing a broken arm, she bit her opponent's leg in order to make her release the hold. It was a moment of real agony where the line between sport and survival became extremely thin. (11) Walidi Kiar and Joshiro Maruyama, blood on the tatami. We finish with a brutal clash at the Paris Grand Slam 2024. Walidi Kiar of France against Joshiro Maruyama. It was not just a bout, it was a war. During the match, both athletes suffered cuts on their faces, and blood appeared on the judogi and the tatami. Kiar fought boldly and aggressively, while Maruyama maintained his trademark calm despite the injury. After medical treatment and bandaging, they returned to the fight. Even with bandaged heads and blood on the mat, they continued attacking until Maruyama ended the match with a clean ippon. It was proof that for true masters, blood is just another mark on the path to victory. These stories prove one thing. For a judoka, pain is simply part of the job. The victories of Bekauri with one arm, Hashimoto with one eye, or Abe's 25-minute marathon demonstrate that the human body can do incredible things when the mind refuses to surrender. Moments like these make judo a great sport and turn its athletes into idols for millions. Write in the comments whose victory of pure determination impressed you the most. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace to everyone, and all the best.